Have a Stihl FS85 trimmer? Replaced carb 6 weeks ago. In the middle of a working session would not accelerate. Clean spark plug and air filter, and remove spark arrester.and reset carb to standard setting.same problem. Any ideas?
Do you know the model of your Stihl trimmer?
FS85.
How long has this been going on with your Stihl trimmer? What have you tried so far?
Today only. Replaced carb 6 weeks ago, clean spark plug and air filter, removed spark arrester and reset carb to standard setting.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
Don't think so.
If you try to rev it up, what does it do actually? Does it stall out, or it just won't speed up?
It accelerates slightly, but as the throttle is depressed, it stalls.
Okay, lean a tip in usually adjusting the low speed screw a bit richer will take care of that, but I am guessing you've tried to adjust that out already? May have a crankcase air leak, possibly clogged fuel filter.
Replace fuel lines and filter when I replace carb.
Okay, verified that carb screws are still tight? I assume a new intake gasket was used too. Was it an OEM carburetor or?
Also replaced all gaskets, bought carb from Stihl dealer, so assume it was OEM. The owner's manual only addresses one screw, LD, on the carb. What other adjustments can I make?
Okay, other adjustments would have to be done at a dealer with a tachometer, especially if it is newer than 2012 because of EPA regulations. But basically a lean tip-in like you describe is pretty much a carburetor issue. Point of curiosity, you replaced carb 6 weeks ago. How many tanks of fuel have run through it? Just wondering if it makes any difference if tank is full up on gas or not. Any chance the fuel lines were hooked up wrong ways?
Fuel lines are correct, probably ran 2 tanks of fuel through, have not tried topping up with fuel, has about half tank now, fuel filter is sitting in fuel.
Okay. Only other thing I can think of is if for some reason any fine lint or anything got past the filter somehow, it can be clogging the carburetor's internal filter screen. Not uncommon on Stihl for the foam inner filter media and those fuel filters to break apart, depending on what filter was used. Old filters that had been stored for a long time, that foam can become brittle and break apart quickly. On the off chance it could be that simple, might try a new or known good spark plug. Could also have a fuel tank vent problem, but that'd only show up after it has run a while. If the lean tip-in happens cold or hot, it's got to be carburetor or fuel supply though. I have seen some weird stuff in my 30+ years in the business, but... Oh. One other, somewhat unlikely possibility is exhaust port getting blocked with carbon, but that'd act same as with a plugged spark arrestor.
Removed spark arrestor, not sure there is an internal carb filter, can you describe? Also the fuel tank is vented back to the carb.
Yeah, the fuel tank will have a vent, either in the fuel cap, or a separate vent. It has to allow in air as fuel level drops, or it will vapor lock, and vent also has to prevent fuel from leaking out. Internal filter on carburetor is in all of them, is a small metal screen. It would be found on the fuel pump side of the carburetor where fuel comes in, before it is pumped to the metering chamber. All cube carburetors will have one. Screen is typically about 3/8 inch diameter and cup-shaped as it is pressed into the seat where it goes. Basically it's a secondary filter within the carburetor body. As for spark arrestor, I was meaning the exhaust port of the cylinder. Would have to remove muffler to check that, but I rather doubt it would be the problem. It would act just like a plugged spark arrestor, which is a bit different from lean tip-in because it doesn't quite stall out most times in those cases.
Thanks, that does it.
Okay, welcome. Thanks for the accept.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.